everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka and we are back with another Twitter thread. Today we're talking about Fodder. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is well known for its cast of characters. You got Yugi, you got Joe, you got Merrick, you got Bakura, you got Seto. You got some characters that I assume aren't twinks. I'm not interested in them. But it's also known for the jobbers that just sort of hang around and dole out wins. While there's a ton of these in DM, GX is basically loser central. It's like an MBT chat in there full of individuals who have never won a game of anything in their life, and I love them all for it. Today we're going to talk about some of those characters, and I'm going to begin with one of my favorites. Dyer, I hope you can find footage of this asshole. This guy's name is Mathematica. All of his lines, he like rattles off a mathematic formula in rhyme. Like they were like, oh, the math isn't enough. He's also got a rhyme. All right, let's see what you all came up with. Red Muffler Man says, shows up, brain fries Rex and Weevil, introduces the seal of Orichalcos, summons Obelisk, loses to Magnet Warrior, dies. He was also the only guy who didn't have a cool motorcycle. I mean, correct, right? If they'd given him a motorcycle, then they would have had it. Now win some duels and we'll give you a bike. Fortuno from Zexal. This guy has a big eye and a Shockmaster, but he also worships Kaito Tenjo and owns a life-size statue of him that he talks to. Aww. Dyer says he was only in 2 episodes as a speaking role. He stole Yugi's deck, got his ass beat, dressed up like Jaden afterwards, never showed up again except as a cameo in the second to last episode of the series where he is dressed as Yugi once more, implying him and Jaden stopped being friends. GX, man. What the fuck? This guy has cemented his place in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. This random Knights of Hanoi grunt didn't even get a name, but through the power of bricking, he gave us one of the most peak duels in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! You remember this one, of course.
Level 5が3枚とレベル10ってほとんど手札事故だろう。おいおい、レベル7が5枚ってこれ完全に手札事故だろう。
Tomato Tillbilly is goated. How is that his real name? You know what's crazy? There was a period of time in which this card was available in Duel Links but hadn't yet been printed in the TCG. Fuck, I don't know if it's been printed in the TCG since. And it was not bad. This is just tour guide, by the way. The 2 coolest Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters of all time. Former world champion Hunter Pace and everybody's favorite eco-fascist, Blood Shepherd. I don't think I'd even call him an eco-fascist. He's got a revolver on his arm. Can you believe that this guy showed up in the TV show where there is a character whose name is Revolver, and he said, what do I want to dress up as? A revolver. And then someone goes, so what's your name? And he goes, Blood Shepherd. God, he's so fucking hot. Dyer, holy. Sometimes you just see someone and you can smell they came from Tumblr. Fucking Sergey. An absolutely glorified jobber, and man, I fucking hate him so goddamn much it warps back around to an insane respect. He's Spopovich's Yuzu, loses to Jack Atlas, and then is killed by rioters. He actually also plays the new Earthbound cards that you can play alongside Runic. He also plays another series of cards I don't know if we can show in the video. We'll try it out. Dyer, you know what I'm talking about. I frequently think back to the jobber in GX Season 3 who got so mad everyone thought he was boring that he tried to kill Judai with, holy fuck, is that Ava Unit 01? Rush Duels has so many good one of these. I'm so happy that we have a Rush Duelist here, Jules, because I love the Rush Duel characters. They are so fucking funny in a way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Hasn't been allowed to be since GX. Arata Arai, a clean freak dishwasher who cheats with his Gavin-ass stun deck by compulsively cleaning his duel disc and using that to switch out which cards he set in the spell trap zone. With a super memorable name, Clark Smith, this dude made Yusei play an alt format where you throw your whole deck on the table face down and you pick up and then you activate 3 cards per turn. He cheated, he lost, and then he threw Sherry in a fucking black hole. What was 5Ds about, dude? I love when Jinzo got summoned in real life by some students in an an occult ritual, and Jaden won the duel by flipping solemn judgment. Wait, 1, how? 2, this is like the 4th time Jinzo has become a real person in Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't Jinzo like a critical part of the virtual world arc? But this is literally Jinzo. Team Tayo in 5Ds are 3 country kids with a dream to make it big. Barely enough finances to get a dual runner and cards, worked hard to top the event, and even when they lost, became the fan favorite for summoning Zushin, the most real characters in the series. It's crazy, 1, that this card was printed, and 2, that they were like, what if the poor people played a dog-ass Towers? Shouts out to the least remembered of the Shadow Riders. This guy plays Spirit of the Pharaoh Turbo, loses easily, is astonished as to how his unbeatable boss monster got beat, and discovers that his servants were so afraid of him that they threw every game to keep him happy. That kicks ass. That's so funny. It's a fucking additional Jinzo! Sir Gil and his Masked Knights. I literally don't know who this is. This is the first one I've been like, I have no fucking clue who this guy is. Sir Gil. Dyer, roll the footage. Is there footage? In Zexal, there is a random episode with this guy. He unexplainably uses the entire DM epic monster lineup, and then he disappears. I don't know what's going on here. I once read a theory that he was an aged-up Yugi, but this would break the only reasonable proposed Yu-Gi-Oh! Timeline. My favorite one-off guy is the time Sartorius roped his lawyer into playing Jaden, and the guy spent the entire duel playing the 2006 anime equivalent of Runic Stun, and the dub named him Miller because he plays a mill deck. Prototype IA and IB are 2 nobody fodder villains from VRAINS who use an archetype of equally fodder cards, except for specifically Tentacluster Drillworm, which looped Playmaker's entire hand turn 1, which I find exceptionally funny. I thought this isn't Bid and Boot, is it? I literally don't remember these guys. There was one singular episode where the raw yellow head teacher was annoyed that no one was staying at the raw yellow dorms anymore, so he decided to become a food-themed superhero. Johnny Steps. You're never gonna get better than Johnny Steps. The Italian gamer from GX who used BES. Oh, Lorenzo is so goated.
So how do you like this? Bada bing! I'll shuffle these boys real good. Bet you never seen moves like that.
My favorite side character in Zexal is Chukichi and Dog. Yes, her name is Dog. It's a talking dueling dog that got into a race war with Cathy before Dog reveals it's her behind the voice and that she's dueling everyone because she's shy. And so everyone gives her courage, and she wins the duel. Everything I hear about Zexal, I'm like, peak? It seems like it might be peak. Daemon canonically bricks so much he goes into the wild to learn the secrets of drawing the out. To do so, he goes into the cafeteria and wins the golden egg witch randomly hidden in a pile of sandwiches. He bricks and becomes one with nature in order to draw the out. Remember the alcoholic GX father whose main move was flipping the table in the duel against his son? Doesn't this guy have a 100% win rate? Scott Irvine, a random Kaiba engineer from the anime they made into the main villain of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom for some reason, and then gets killed by Dark Knight because they had to put in yet another Forbidden Memories reference. I don't even remember this guy from the show. This is a fish. What the fuck is going on in Rush? This is a fish. T-Bone would have cleared with a proper Monarch deck. Man, we don't have guys like this anymore.
I'm ready to duel. Let's go.
Yo, I'm down, but we be illin', homeboy.
God, you don't understand. This is just how white people sounded in 2004. Wait, the Jersey guy from Go Rush is a Jersey Devil? I fucking gotta watch Rush. This looks so good. As Konami continues to scrape the bottom of the barrel for anime cards to adapt into cardboard, I think we can get pretty far with some of these. Give the hot sauce guy his entire archetype. Why don't we have the tennis cards yet? I don't know. See you next time. Captain, okay,